there was a sale on Melt Cosmetics, and there was a lot of lipsticks for cheap. So I got a couple palettes, lipsticks, and the Digital Dust highlighter from Melt Cosmetics. Now, you've noticed that I have been doing a lot of Melt Cosmetics videos. Those are my favorite palettes and favorite formulas of eyeshadows, so I just can't resist. So we're gonna go ahead and open the box. I love their box because it has all these little lips. It did come with a little sticker too, which I just put up on a poster. So it has this, I think one of the lips. No, I don't think the lip, yeah, this lip here. That was the sticker. This one right there. So it just has like her finger in her mouth like that. I don't know. But this is really cute. It didn't take long to come in. It was during their sale where they relaunched the 420 palette, which I've been waiting for quite some time. Now, disclaimer, you can see my hair is kind of orangey pink, reddish. I did do my own hair and I did cut my hair, so desperate times. So I did get 2 palettes. I haven't gotten this palette, and I was very curious about it because I wanted to get back into warmer tones. So the 27 palette was actually on sale for 40 bucks instead of 58. That's really, really good. So I bought that one, and we will do a separate video on this guy because I really want to try the other palette first. That one will come in another video. But look at this packaging. So this is the 420 palette. This actually launched in a big package. I think it was the PR package for, I think it was like 100 bucks. So they sold out very quickly. This was not on sale, but this one is a new palette. So I really, really love their Smoke Obsessions palette. I love, even though the Millennial Pinks isn't quite the same as their other palettes, I do like it nonetheless. Now, I haven't done a video on the Muerte and Vita palette, but I did find out that they're not restocking the Muerte, so I'm kind of not wanting to do that video, so you guys don't get all excited to see those palettes, but I don't know, let me know in the comments if you want me to still do that. Like do one eye Muerte, one eye Vita. Vita is still available though, but they will not be restocking the Muerte, so, which is really sad. So yeah, I bought the 420 palette. Love the packaging. I don't think I'm going to throw this packaging away, but it's nice and gold. So there is the packaging. Very gold, very pretty. And then here is the actual palette, which is really fun because look at how it shifts. That is so freaking cool. I love that. Even the back does that, so you have that movement. I did notice that the packaging it's just like these things stuck on the packaging. So I have a feeling with heavy use, these might lift. That's the only drawback. So when you open it, it does have, of course, the protective plastic. And then, of course, it has, let's see. So it does come with 10 shades of beautiful colors, very unique colors. I love how it has like a very bright yellow. It has like those iconic kind of like lime, citron greens, olive greens. It has browns and oranges, so it has pretty, I would say, very fall-esque colors. So they're very pretty. I do like that. The Gemini has a lot of those greens as well, so I'm not quite sure why they kind of repeated that, but I know that they said that they wanted to put greens in this and have warm tones in it as well. So they're all matte except for Shatter, which is this color. It's a gold metallic, so the rest of it's matte, so it's really curious to see how that works. So we're going to play with it, have some swatches, and then I'll get into the other products that I hauled as well. So we're going to swatch. I love the embossed imprint it has. It has like a nice little leaf there. So we're going to swatch, and these are very soft. So Melt Cosmetics has very soft colors. They blend very nicely, but they are very, very soft, so you have to be careful. So the first shade is called Shotgun. This one is a nice, kind of like greenish yellow, and it's a matte, of course. Faded is going to be more of that green olive color. Chronic, which is a true olive green. Roll It, which is a nice matte brown and is the darkest shade in the palette. So next shade is called Dink, which is a little bit more of like a greenish, I don't know, yellow tone brown. It's more of a yellow tone brown, medium brown. And then there's Blunt, which is more of like an orangey brown. The Metallic Shatter. It's actually not as bright as I thought it would be. And then of course the Matte Yellow, which is a little bit crumbly just because yellows are a bit difficult to work. They can be a little crumbly, so it's a nice matte Marigold Yellow. And the last two shades, there is Full Melt, which is again another orangey color. It's more orange than this brown, so it's going to be a true kind of like sienna color. And then of course Hash, which is a grayer tone brown. So there you have the shades to the matte with one shimmer 420 palette. So we're going ahead and going to play with this guy and put it on the eyes. I'm not sure what kind of look I'm going to go with. I usually don't plan my looks, I just kind of see where the palette takes me. So let's see where the palette will take me.
and sit down.
Done. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the other item, which is I've never tried these before, so this is the Melt Cosmetics Digital Dust Highlight, and this is in Genesis. Really love the packaging. So there it is. Let's open her up. has, this is like, for me, a blush. That's why I got it. I have enough highlighters, but I want a unique blush. So we're going to use this as a blush. I already put my bronzer on, so we're going to go ahead and step into the blush with my brush. Alright, so I love how it has the, like Mel Cosmetics in different fonts there. I want to see how this works as a blush. I was going to use it more of the blush topper because, I mean, highlights, I like different highlights, but I'm more into what a blush can do. Now this doesn't quite show brightly, but it does show a little bit more of like, almost like NARS Orgasm on me. Ooh, I really like that. Very shimmery. Make sure you don't have texture in your cheeks. That's how shimmery it is. Alright, so now we're going to get into lip swatches of the lipsticks that I got. Here are the lipsticks. I'm so sorry this video is super long. But we're going to start with, let's see, they all look the same, so I might have to like paint a color on top of the bullet so I know which one it is, or just organize it according to lightest to darkest. So let's go ahead and start. I feel like Laced is going to be the lightest, so I'm going to go ahead and dive. So the packaging is really simple. Bullet is very, very simple. No magnetize, it's just a very simple bullet. So there is Laced. Shade is Stepford. Next is Old Fashioned. Next shade is Novelty. Next shade is On the Go. Next shade is Mum. And the last shade is 666. My lips are on fire right now. I do like Mum with this look. I mean, I know it doesn't really match my hair, but I really like this lipstick. It reminds me a lot of Chili in Marrakech from MAC or Pumpkin from Kat Von D. I like that orangey, burnt orange shade. Marrakech is a lot more brown. Chili is more red, but you know, I still like that burnt kind of shade. As far as everything goes in the collection that I purchased, The palette's a little tricky. The 420 palette is very, very tricky, and it reminds me a lot of the Subculture palette from Anastasia. Now the Anastasia palette, if you haven't experienced it, it's very, very rough as far as like the greens mixing with the warmer colors. Now this is a very cool green, so it's going to have some issues. So I would probably recommend blending it out with the colors that it's meant to be blended out with. Is going to be Faded, or even Shotgun, or even Hash a little bit might work a little bit more. I'm unimpressed with the yellow. It's not as shimmery and metallic as I thought it would be. I did pop Wax, which is the bright yellow, onto my inner corner just to have a little bit more brightness, but honestly, like, to me, if you're looking for a color spectrum in this range, I would prefer you get the Gemini palette, because the Gemini palette has better tones and darker colors to kind of deepen the eye a little bit more. I had to blow out my crease very high, and that's usually what I do anyways, but I just felt like it was hard to blend. I had to take my time and just kind of get my brush and kind of like tap it very lightly in order to blend it out. So it was quite difficult to blend out. I'm not quite sure why. I might have to do a redo video on this palette just to kind of see what else I can do to make it work, because I am a huge Melt fan and I don't want to be disappointed with a palette. But so far, first and said, the palette is retails at $58. It is quite cool with the packaging, but I feel like the packaging might peel or lift through further use. The shades are pigmented, but they're very hard to blend because of the pigments in it. They're very, like, Melt is very soft, but they're easy to blend. This one was very hard to blend, so be careful with this. If you're not wanting to sit there and blend, I recommend the Gemini palette over this one. Alright, as far as the Digital Dust Powder, I really did like it. I used it as a blush. That's why I went with Genesis, because it's a lot darker. I love the shimmer it gives. It gives me a NARS Orgasm kind of feel to it. So if you have NARS Orgasm, then you don't need this. But if you want to try, this has a very nice shimmer to it, like a gold shift to it. I do recommend this. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Lipsticks. The lipsticks were very creamy upon use. My lips are on fire right now. They don't feel heavy, which I really like. I would say, and I might do a separate video on this if I have time, what my favorite formulas are as far as lipsticks. Now, I am up there with Urban Decay and MAC. Those are my two favorite brands of lipsticks. This one is pretty close to the formula. It's supposed to be an ultra matte, so it doesn't tug the lips. I feel like it has a little sheen to it, but not bad. My favorite color has to be this one. It's Mum. This one reminds me, and I've been gravitating towards a lot of these colors. Even when I organized my lipsticks, I was like, wow, I have a lot of these colors. So, like, to me, it's close to, I want to say, Marrakech? No, see, it's a lot lighter than Marrakech. It's way lighter than Marrakech for sure. I did love 666 because that one did do a very good job in covering. I know some of them you could see in the swatches. My lips are actually very dark, so it's hard for lipstick to cover it. So yeah, I would say it's just a little bit more on the orange side from Marrakech. So this is Marrakech. And then Mum. Yeah, it's more of like pumpkin from Kat Von D. And the only thing I hated about Kat Von D's formula is it was really dry. But see, like, there's more brown in Marrakech. So if you like Marrakech, and Chili, let me look. Let's see, where's Chili? Let's take a look at Chili, because that one's my all-time favorite lipstick. It's more on the red side, though. there's chili there. It's on the red side. This one is a little light. I wonder if it's kind of like my Epigram. Now see, Epigram from Urban, that's old lipstick. Actually, it's a little bit more oranger than Epigram, but it's pretty close, and I loved Epigram. So there's, Epigram is right there. Yes. So Epigram is pretty close. It's just a little bit more on the brown side, and Mum is more on the orange side. So pretty close. I do have Pumpkin from Kat Von D. No, Pumpkin is way more orange, so there's Pumpkin right there. It's way more orange. The only thing I don't like about the Kat Von D formula or KVD Vegan Beauty is that it is dry and it crumbles and kind of peels, so I don't really like that. I thought she improved her formula, but she didn't. But anyways, I do like the formula of these lipsticks. They're actually very lightweight, very comfortable. So as far as everything else goes, I would say the lipsticks are my favorite thing right now. The palette, I do have to play with it a little bit more, so that'll be in a future video. I promise my hair will be actually brushed then. It's fading out really bad, so that's why it's all like orange, different tones of orange right now. But I do want to kind of take my time with the 420 palette. Is it a hit? Not at this moment, but I will make it work. I will find a way to make it work. And as far as the 27 palette, that will be in a separate video. So if you haven't seen my melt videos, I will link those down below so you can check them out and see which melt palette you might want to try. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.